Hello, I'm here today with Barbara McQuade, a distinguished alumna of the University of Michigan, both undergrad and law school. Barb is being honored this year with the Athena Award at the fall meeting of the University of Michigan Alumni Council. That meeting is on October 25th. Thank you, Barb, for your time today.
Oh, thank you, Linda. I am honored to be with you and so honored to be receiving this recognition from the University of Michigan Alumni Council.
Well, it's very well deserved, and congratulations on the award. Your many accomplishments include a long and distinguished career, I believe, of almost 20 years at the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Michigan, with 7 of those years being heading the office as the U.S. Attorney. Since leaving the office in 2017, you've been keeping quite busy. Can you tell listeners what it is you've been up to?
Yes. After the end of the Obama administration, when I left the Justice Department and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Detroit, I was fortunate enough to land here in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan Law School, my alma mater.
Coming home again.
The chance to work with students is incredibly rewarding. You know, what I really wanted to do at that stage of my career is just something where I could have a positive impact. And I think the impact that we can have on students is something that will have ripple effects throughout the country and throughout the world. I meet and work with, bright, idealistic students who want to change the world. And what could be a greater joy or more impactful than that? The other great thing about being a law professor is it gives you the opportunity to do some public education. And so I have done things like provide legal analysis for NBC News and MSNBC. I write a number of opinion pieces in newspapers. I am a co-host of a podcast called Sisters in Law. And I wrote a book about disinformation based on my work as a national security prosecutor and the harms I see from information warfare. So that part of the job is also something that gives me great joy because it's another place where I feel like I can have an impact.
That's a lot to do in the time you've left, so you've been keeping very busy. Um, the Athena Award recognizes your lifetime of public service and civic engagement. It's so exciting to hear all the things you've done since leaving formal public service and returning to teaching. You may know this, but you'll be joining a very accomplished and elite group of women to have previously received this award. It's a big deal award for our organization. And I know you're a Michigan sports fan, so you may be pleased to know that one of those prior honorees is Carol Hutchins, the legendary Michigan football coach. So you will be in very, very good company.
Yeah, I did know that Carol Hutchins is a prior recipient. You know, the things that she has done with Michigan softball and Michigan athletics are certainly legendary. As you say, she won a national championship there. Winning from a Midwest school is certainly an incredible accomplishment. But I think the other thing, not only is Carol Hutchins a great coach, she's a great leader. I know her a little bit and I really admire her. She's done so much, for example, utilizing her platform and her team to raise money and awareness for breast cancer research. So she does a lot of wonderful things in the community, and I am honored to be mentioned in the same sentence with her.
So the Alumni Council has been helping women at Michigan for a long time, since 1917. We've all heard about the Michigan man, the embodiment of pride, loyalty, the team, all of that. Well, UMAC, the Alumni Council, believes that being a Michigan woman is something to be proud of too. Does does being a Michigan woman mean something to you?
Absolutely. One of the things that the University of Michigan stands for me, is the phrase that was first uttered by James Angel. He was one of the first presidents of the University of Michigan. And what he said is that the University of Michigan provided an uncommon education for the common man. Now, I'd like to think if he were with us today, he would say man or woman or person, but an uncommon education for a common person. That really, to me, embodies the excellence of the University of Michigan, but also the fact that it's not just blue bloods and wealthy people who are here. All kinds of people here. Diversity, I think, is one of our strengths. And at Michigan, you have the opportunity to work with and learn from people from all walks of life. And I think that excellence and that diversity serve me well throughout my life to be able to accomplish things. I was the first woman U.S. attorney, for example. Some of that experience came from my time working on the Michigan Daily when I was one of few women in the room as the sports editor of the Michigan Daily. Sometimes in law enforcement, I found myself to be the only woman in the room. But the lessons I learned at Michigan about working toward excellence, about not letting obstacles get in your way, about not letting the scarcity of other women in the room be an obstacle, and paving the way for more women to come, I think is important. I was the second woman to serve as sports editor of the Michigan Daily, and I benefited tremendously, I think, from the fact that Robin Wright, who went on to become a distinguished journalist, had that position before I did. And I was very cognizant of the fact that she had done a very good job that allowed me to have the opportunity to be the second, and we've had more women since. When I served as U.S. attorney, I've remembered that, how important it was that I not be seen as, a woman U.S. attorney, but a competent U.S. attorney, an excellent U.S. attorney, so that more women would follow me, and I'm pleased to see that they have.
Well, as a woman who preceded you in the law, I understand well what it is to be the only woman in the room. And as a first generation college student going to Michigan, I greatly appreciate James Angel's words about an uncommon education for the common person, because I received that at Michigan as well. So let's turn to the big event, October 25th. You'll be giving an acceptance speech. Can you give listeners a preview of what it is you'll be talking about?
Yes, I thought I would talk about the topic of my book, disinformation. It is a tactic of information warfare, one that I have observed in my work as a national security prosecutor, one that I study and teach in my work at the University of Michigan Law School, where I teach courses on national security and civil liberties. And I think it is something that has not only been used as a tactic against us by hostile foreign adversaries, but also now we are seeing political operatives within the United States engaging in some very common tactics in an effort to advance either political or personal agendas. And I hope that by teaching people to recognize some of these tactics, we can build resilience against disinformation, so that we can recognize it, improve our own media literacy, and avoid being manipulated by it.
That's a fascinating and very important and timely topic. Let's hope that we can all learn from what it is you have to say, and not only recognize, but begin to heal the public information that we rely upon. So I'm very much looking forward to your remarks. Again, to listeners, the fall meeting is on October 25th. It's at the Michigan Union, and importantly, there is a hybrid option. I'll be tuning in from Boston, so the fact distance need not prevent anyone from attending the meeting and hearing your remarks. Thank you very much, Barb, for your time today, and congratulations again on the award. I look forward to the meeting, and go Blue.
Thanks, Linda. Go Blue.